earlier through someone else. I do apologize. All right. All right. So the ranch for your ranch is right here, and this ranch is 120,000.
What, 120,000?
Yes.
Payback in 20 weeks, which means 6,000 per week. Okay,
Now, do you think you could accomplish such a
there's no
such a
way
goal?
anyone can do it. I'm so sorry to say that. I have to laugh. But as you might know, right now, um, I, me and my friend, we did a lot of jobs. Mining is the one who pays the best. Um,
Currently.
yeah, so 120,000 payback in 20 weeks. That means 6,000 per week. That is literally $1,000 per day. And to make $1,000 per day in the mine, which, as for now, is the best way to earn money, that means like 9 hours per day working. So, no, that there is no deal about that.
Well, yeah, that's what the federal government appraised the land for.
Yeah,
That's what they're looking to get out of it.
if we would talk about a 200 weeks payback, that would be another deal. But it's impossible to do it in 20 weeks. I just gave you the math. $120,000 in 20 weeks. It's $6,000 per week.
Yeah.
That's like $1,000 per day. That's like, I'm really fast. For someone else, it might be like 10 hours per day working.
Well, that's maybe what I might suggest to you is maybe get yourself some other sort of business, I guess, other than ranching for the time being, until you're able to build yourself up to that farm. Maybe look at a smaller ranch and or something else, and or get your business up and going first, you know. And then that way, because I feel if you get yourself a business license and everything from the federal government, and you get yourself established and get yourself worked up and you get that there taken care of, then you'll get yourself a very steady source of income to be able
But
to accomplish goals.
I have a very steady income. I can assure you.
Well, I mean a very steady income of a higher bracket.
Yeah.
Like you have a steady income as for what you have now, yes, but you don't have a steady enough income to say buy the ranch for $6,000 a week.
Yeah.
You know, you're not in that quite bracket yet.
So, for now, I'm not sure how much the ranch will make because reasons.
Pardon?
If someone would say um, it could make like 10 times that much I would make from mining, well, yeah, what it would be something else. But right now, from the knowledge I have about this country, I say it's impossible. And I'm not going to
Well, you probably don't have all the knowledge.
I probably
For
don't have
starters,
all the I probably don't have all the knowledge, but uh, to talk open, before the great earthquake, I was already working on exactly that farm, building it up, doing all the jobs that had to be done there. Um, the payout wasn't as high as I make in the mines. And I have no news that those things did change. And I cannot just make the contract for such a high price uh, for the possibility that maybe somehow some strange gods have changed the income you, you can make from that property. It's impossible.
Yeah, I don't know what you make from that property is kind of on you as like as a farmer or rancher.
Well, yeah, no, for that price, I stick with the mine. I get a good income there.
But like I said, Miss Cosme, I recommend working up to their property. I recommend talking to the federal government about get yourself the business that you like. Maybe not started in that location. Maybe you could work up to that location. Get
Oh,
yourself
that,
your business that you wanted, and
i-
you know what I'm saying.
yeah. If I see the price for that property, and I know a lot of other properties, I can make them the math down and getting a property like half the size or maybe quarter the size, then we quarter the price for it. Still not a price I would try myself onto it.
Okay.
But because we have to, we don't just have to talk about the loan I would have to pay back, like 6,000 per week. I mean, show me anyone who can deal with
Well, I
that.
mean, the 6,000 per week's adjustable a bit. I mean, we could always negotiate that a tidbit here and a tidbit there. It's not a flat
Uh,
exactly, but it's in
yeah,
that ballpark. It's not like it's going down exponentially or nothing. Let's not be
as I
frank,
said,
but
if
it's still in that general area. It's a different, like I said, it's a different. It's like a different tax bracket almost. Like I'm
no,
saying,
see,
it's
uh, 100,
it's once
120,000 would be a fair price. But then we have to talk about fair conditions about the payback. Within 20 weeks, that's not even half a year. We do not talk about fair conditions to pay that back. If we talk about 200 weeks, which would not be even 4 years, then we come to something that is fair.
a 4-year note is fair.
But 4 years, that would mean like 200, don't get me wrong, 220 for 4 weeks. Let's shorten it, like 200 weeks. Sounds fair enough for
That's a long note.
$120,000.
It's a long note.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't think the federal government's gonna think that you ain't gonna be able to pay back a 4-year note?
But
You
I
have to
don't think that.
realize it's they're taking their risk as well.
No, see, the risk is
It's
all
a
on my
4-year note. You're gonna be here for 4 years.
the risk is all on my side because let's face the facts. If I pay for if I pay half a year and then something strange happens, I have an accident, I cannot work anymore, I cannot make money anymore, I cannot pay the loan anymore. What will happen? The loan will be taken away from me. but I will not get any money back. So my money is lost, the property is lost,
Yeah,
everything is
we're
lost. There is
exactly.
no any risk for the government or for the bank. The risk is
How
on
is there
my
no
side.
risk for the government or the bank? How do you how do you
Well,
see that
sure,
there's no risk for the government or the bank?
sure. There is the risk that I could burn the property down. Yeah, that is a risk. But where is
Well,
the
no, that's
risk? If
covered by insurance. That's not necessarily a risk. That's not a problem.
yeah,
Lose a bet or something like that?
what will the government lose if I pay
What do you mean,
for
will the
her?
government lose money?
How the
Because we're
government
not
will take
getting back the money that you took. What do you
the
mean?
the government
You're
will
not
take the
taking it from the
property.
government. You're taking it from the bank.
Yeah,
You're pulling a loan from a bank. So if you don't pay back the bank's giving you money that you just now have not paid back on. Okay,
yeah,
they get
and
their property back.
I'm totally cool with taking a loan, even of this um size. Like another word right now. I don't have a problem with taking a loan of this size, but then we have to talk uh, about fair conditions for the payback. And talking about 20 weeks and 6,000 per week, no, there's no need to talk about this. And it's not the 6,000 per week alone. I don't know how you plan about the taxes, but I guess there will be taxes, and property and business owner will have to pay higher taxes, considering the value of the property. And if you, as the mayor, look at me as a property owner who is able to pay 6,000 per week payback for the loan, that will tell you, oh, Miss Conrad is able to make $6,000 per week, and probably she makes more because she needs to live. So all in all, she must make 7,000 or 8,000 per week. That means high taxes for me. And I tell you, by all what I know, it's
What do you know?
impossible. It's impossible to make 6,000 per week if not working 10 hours per day. I made $1,000 today. I made $1,000 yesterday. But I was working like 9 to 10 hours.
Well, that's why I say maybe you should start up your own business. If you start up your own business, you could probably make more money.
Yeah, but I don't take the risk. Not under these
You what?
conditions. I don't take the risk, not under these conditions.
Well, you don't have to get that farm to start a business, ma'am.
No, the farm is not just about business. The farm is also about home.
Well, there's other homes available that are of lower cost that aren't in that high of a bracket.
Yeah, that's. See, I wanted to share that with my partner. It's not that the house is too big or something like that. It it just suits two people.
Well, no, it just costs too much.
But yeah, and I tell you, I'm totally okay with 120,000. It's an enormous price, but well, I'm okay if we talk about fair payback conditions.
Well, 200 weeks isn't a fair payback condition. There ain't no way you're gonna be able to pay back a 200-week there, no.
Yeah. For me, either way is totally okay.
Well,
Oh,
oh, God dang it. Well, of course it's okay for you in a way. Like, yeah, have whatchamacallit. And then basically just all the time in the world to be able to pay back a property.
no, see, let's face it. I pay 6,000 the first week. I pay 6,000 the second week.
Please have a
And
seat,
the,
ma'am.
and the third week, something stupid happens. I can't pay. And the fourth week, something stupid happens. I can't pay. I maybe pay 2,000. That means in the first week, I already lack 4,000. And in the second week, the same. And I lose the property. That means I lose $16,000. And not just that, I lose lots of time of hard work. No, 6,000 per week is not fair conditions to pay back. I don't let anyone rob me without standing in gunpoint.
Nobody's
And
robbing you, ma'am.
but that's the thing. The risk is all on my side, and I could lose the property much faster than I got it if the circumstance like this, and no one will pay back the money I already paid. But the government takes the property away from me, or not the government, the bank, because I get the loan, I pay the government, and as soon as I can't pay the loan, the property is owned by the bank. The bank can't sell it again.
Well, the bank ain't gonna take your ranch the first time you miss a payment. This ain't Saint Denis. It's not how it works. Once
Yeah,
again, Miss Conrad, please have a seat. Now, if you miss your first payment or you're late, you just gonna incur a fee for your first late fee. You get a first fee. If you're not able to make your payment, the first payment, there's another fee. If you ain't able to re-up your payments or bring your balance back to normal after your third week, then you get yourself a red letter saying that, hey, if you don't get yourself up by the fourth week, you're gonna get yourself, that's when you're gonna get things taken. So you have a explemented amount of time and or resources to get yourself and your affairs in order in Valentine, that is.
see, I just can repeat myself. As from all the knowledge I have right now, and I told you, I was working exactly on that ranch before the earthquake. And there was like
Well,
a
I'm not a
so small
rancher.
payoff from it.
I don't know how much that pays out.
Yeah, I just told you, working on the mine gives me like 4 times that money by the same time investment. And working on the mine, I can tell you, I work like 9 hours per day to make $1,000. 9 hours per day. And I talk about real work days.
Oh no.
That
Run
forces
away.
me
Can anybody help?
to work 6 days per week. Full work days. And I'm not going to do that.
Well, you don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, you're working full work days because you're working at the mine and you're doing these jobs that have been around, these local jobs that are here. If you get yourself maybe a business that's not necessarily a local job, you might be able to make yourself might be able to pull yourself out of the tax bracket you're in and set yourself up for success to get yourself into a place where you can afford that ranch.
I can just repeat myself. Not under these conditions.
But what do you suggest, Miss Copley? What do
I,
you, Conrad, what do you,
I,
because 200
I,
weeks ain't gonna work. It can't work. That's impossible.
yeah,
Can't do that. Bank, I mean, I gotta pay back the federal government before that time period even. You think they gonna give me some fucking 200 weeks to pay back the loan that they give me? Hell nah.
I could say 50 weeks, which means 3,000 per week. Still, that's a number which for me is too high. I can't handle this.
Well, maybe we could find you, maybe a smaller place, maybe a little smaller ranch if that's everything that you're into, when that's everything that you need was just a ranch to be able to have your big enough place for you and your partner and your ranching area. There's other
Yeah,
places that aren't so expensive.
maybe. I think for now, if the government is looking for prices like this and then don't give conditions that match the price, yeah, I think a tent will do a good job. And if I need a bath, I go to a hotel.
What was that? What was the last
I,
part?
th- I think a tent will do a good job, and for
Oh,
a bath, I go to a hotel. My partner will maybe be disappointed because he was the one about the cattle and sheep, but that's okay. For me, other things are more important than working my ass off for such a thing.
yeah, I mean, doing mining jobs and that like that, yeah. I understand that would be quite a long day's work.
Yeah, and there is, um, for all that I know, there is no way that
Which isn't everything.
I
We've
no,
established that.
which isn't everything. But I even doubt that leather and wool manufacturing um, will make that amount of money per week.
Well, I do declare that might be something that you need to crunch your numbers on.
See, the thing is, um, what I can tell you for now, and it it doesn't make sense if I go into a contract like this and lose a lot of money while the bank or the government is ready to say losing nothing because they will get everything back. I will just lose the property and lose all the money I already
What do you
invested.
mean we will
Um,
lose all the money?
no one loses money.
How do you mean no one loses money? We buy a property.
I buy a
You
property.
buy the property from us.
From whom?
From us. You buy it from the
Oh,
bank.
Yeah,
there he is.
yes, do I buy the property from the bank or do I buy the property from the government or
No,
do I
you
buy
buy
the...
the property from the bank.
Okay, so, and if I don't pay back the loan, who owns the property?
What do you mean? The bank forecloses
Yes.
on the property. But that doesn't give us our initial buyback of the initial loan.
And that
We just get the
means,
property back. That doesn't mean that we're paying back the federal government. Now we have a piece of property with no land, no owner. You don't think we have to pay for that? We have to pay for that weekly for that amount of everything that you're not going to be paying because you foreclosed on. We will have to pay
yeah, I
for the
just say,
remainder of that loan. So when
I
you're saying
just,
that we're not losing, that's completely false. We are losing.
yeah, but
The money goes somewhere. It's not like money's just getting thrown out the window and it ain't
yeah,
going
but
nowhere. No, the money
I
goes
just,
to a place.
I just can't say I will make $6,000 per week. I just can't say this.
I
I can,
understand, ma'am. You aren't
I
in
can
that
say
tax
I make
bracket
two.
quite yet.
See, I can say I make $2,000 per week. I can guarantee that, and I will not
Wonderful.
take, and I will not go into any contract which I don't know I can fulfill. That's not the business
Well, that's
I'm in.
smart.
If I go into a contract, I must, for myself, I must guarantee I can bring in what is asked from my side, and
Well,
that
of
means
course.
money. And I can
Yes.
say I can guarantee 2,000 per week. Anything else is impossible for me. And that's all
Well,
I
I'm
say.
sorry that. Well, I'm sorry.
A lot of
Unfortunately, that ranch
there in
is
that boat.
impossible for you, ma'am. There's other, like I said to you, if you're dead set on ranching, I'm sure we could find you maybe some other properties that are less expensive, that'll give you less of a note, maybe somewhere in your price range.
Yeah, I was already looking for some properties down in Texas and New Austin,
There you go. Perfect.
but not sure yet.
I mean, just let us know.
Sorry,
We
1 second.
can, once again, appraise the property for you so you can gauge on what you're going to be spending there.
Yeah, no, okay, I thank you for your time, Mayor, and all the information you provided to me.
Man, no
Um,
problem at all.
I would have to talk to my partner first anyway, so I can't say I can't do it now because what I can guarantee is just 2,000 per week, and on top of that, I'm prepared to pay taxes. So I can't
Well,
go
that's
into a
good.
contract like this. I don't know about my partner. If he says, yeah, he can
Texas and
guarantee
Saint Denis aren't
4,000.
going to be too incredibly high. I'll let you know it ain't no crazy city slicker place or anything like that. It's just going to be very simple things. You know, it's a very small town. We don't need no very intricate, crazy.
Yeah, and
What's
I
the price? Do you have prices on some of these properties, Mr. Gambino, or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
but see,
that I do.
I can understand the high price for that property in some way. But then the payback conditions must be changed drastically before I could just think about it, managing it. And you understood why.
I
So
definitely
as for now,
understand why. Yes, you
see
need to look into different professions.
if we look at what I said, um, I said I could manage. No, wait, 6,000 per week would be 20,
So you might
60
give us
weeks.
a minute, sir?
Is-
Your partner.
Oh,
That's what
sorry.
Appreciate it.
that's the
Yeah.
payback conditions I could offer now. 60 weeks, because that would match the money I can guarantee to pay back per week.
Man, I can't touch 60 weeks. That's still way too far out the price range. Out the ballpark, so to speak.
Yeah,
And I wish I could match that for you. But I cannot, unfortunately. Federal government just don't give it to us for that much of a wiggle room.
yeah, maybe I should change my minds about the federal government.
Federal government. Bastards.
Yeah. It
Bureaucracy.
somehow it somehow makes me think that
Them dudes in Washington, D.C. don't know what it's like in Valentine.
yeah, for me it feels like someone is sucking prizes out of another world and put it into this world, but lacks the knowledge of then sucking payback conditions out of the same world to put it on this world. You understand what I mean?
No idea.
Okay.
Howdy, stranger.
It literally means that um, that these conditions are bare of any realism. Well, fair enough. Sometimes it feels like living in a dream here, isn't it?
I mean, that's life.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Okay. Again, thank you, Major. That was a nice talk. If I was a little bit rough, it wasn't meant personally.
That's alright.
You know that.
I got tough skin. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not your fault. You just the messenger,
Sure.
and I'm not the
I'm
one
just
who
a
kills the
middleman.
messenger. Yes. Okay, a little bit sad, but we can't change that. And that's life. Sometimes you have plans, and then God decides, no, it's not the way you have to go, so you have to change the way. That's what I will do now.
Mister, you need to look where you're going.
So,
Yeah. Just, I mean, like I said, try to get yourself into yourself. Get yourself something legitimate. Don't just be hanging out in that there mind. Get yourself up another class.
yeah, see,
You're a smart woman. You can get yourself.
I was starting out as a hunter. Then for some reason the budget decided to not pay anything anymore. If you
Overinflation
get
of
some
hunting.
meat,
Everybody
and,
was hunting. When you get a
yeah,
lot of
true.
something, you know, that's when prices go down. It's like supply and demand.
Yeah, you just have to be flexible. So I
Sheriff,
did settle another horse very fast. Um, Even if I miss hunting sometimes, it's not a big deal. So I can settle another horse about that ranch. It's not that the world will end now. Okie dokie. Then I
alright,
will,
Miss Conrad, you have a wonderful day, is that it?
yeah,
Is there anything
same to
else?
you.
Okie doke.
So, enjoy
Wonderful.
time, gentlemen. Deputy, have a nice time.
Deputy. How you doing, deputy? Oh, I can't hear you, deputy. Yeah, Mr. I see your mouth moving, but you ain't a speaking.